How's it going, everybody? It's Sandwich Pants here today, and I wanted to go over something real quick. See, I've got all these tabs over here because I am not a dumb fuck and I like to read through things. And going through multiple sources, Pew Research, we've got the Jamestown Foundation, Chinese or Taiwan polling on China. We've got Wikipedia history of Taiwan. All of this is heavily documented historical fact. We've got the history of Taiwan from Taiwan.gov, and we have the Taiwanese Constitution. Now, having read through these a couple of times, I can actually pretty well establish that Taiwan, as of 1949, started to become an independent nation. Okay? Taiwan is not China. Here's the big one, right here. It's hard to see the 67.1 overall support independence peacefully. 48.7% would support independence if they had to fight China. Unification under the same conditions they currently live in, 29.35%. And unification under different conditions, the different conditions are having to give up their area and their government and everything to China and just integrate fully into China. 11.04% overall at most want unification with China under different conditions, meaning they don't keep their government, their systems, their way of life, their autonomy. 67.81% support independence peacefully under 4 conditions. Yeah, see? Peaceful independence, unification, same conditions. And so if you manage to look at the chart, there's so many charts. There's an overall. They are indicative of a decline in public support for unification. I wonder why. They don't want to unify with fucking China. I wonder what their issues could be. Then you come over here and you go, in Taiwan, more positive attitudes towards US than mainland China, particularly on political relations. Has a favorable view of US, mainland China. Support closer economic ties with US than China. Support closer political ties with US than China. More people prefer the US over China in Taiwan. And then we have Tsai Ing-wen. Go away. Called on China to face reality and review its current policy toward the de facto nation that Beijing claims is part of its territory. Tsai, who won re-election in a landslide victory on Saturday, told reporters, "We hope China can thoroughly understand the opinion and will expressed by Taiwanese people in this election and review their current policies." The president's comments come close after China diplomats says unification with China was historically inevitable and that anyone who opposed it would stink for 10,000 years. An idiom to mean someone would go down in infamy. China has repeatedly said it will bring Taiwan under its authority by any means necessary, including force. So, No, Crimea is not a part of Russia. Literally every source tells me this, unless it's Chinese. Um, Taiwanese sources say this too, Camel. So, no. This right here. China has repeatedly said that it will bring Taiwan under its authority by any means necessary, including force. So what is imperialism? A policy of extending a country's power and influence through diplomacy or military force. This definition. Oh, I should probably pull these up here on the screen. Do you see this right here? Should be really easy to read, right? No, Camel. I don't support imperialism. That's why I say that China needs to stop trying to do imperialist action in fucking Taiwan. The US needs to stop doing imperialism fucking everywhere. China has been trying to do economic imperialism in Africa, and they've rejected a lot of those. So, cool. Crimea? No, Crimea was taken over. The annexation of Crimea by the Russian Federation refers to the Russian Federation invasion and subsequent annexation of Crimean Peninsula from Ukraine, which occurred between February and March 2014. This took place in the aftermath of the 2014 Ukrainian Revolution and is part of a wider Russo-Ukrainian conflict. They they took it over, Camel. You dumb fuck. Yeah, they held a referendum to become fucking independent in 2014, you idiot. They took it over. They installed the fucking people to. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. No, that's also Russian imperialism. Yeah, I don't care about disappointing a fucking social nationalist, okay? And no, it's not just the fact that there may have been a vote in Crimea, which I am 90% sure based on what I was literally just reading, that no. Yeah, okay. Russian mass troops invade and occupy Crimean locations, including airports and military bases, following Putin's orders. The head of the Ukrainian Navy, Admiral Berezovsky, defects, followed later by half the Ukrainian military stationed in the region. Russian forces seized the Supreme Council, Crimean Parliament, on February 27th. The Council of Ministers of Crimea is dissolved and a new pro Russia prime minister is installed. The Supreme Council declares the Republic of Crimea to be an independent, self governing entity, then holds a controversial referendum on the status of Crimea. So they did a fucking coup and installed people who would vote in to have China control or Russia control Crimea. No, that is not the same fucking thing as what happened in Taiwan, you dumb motherfucker. Shut the fuck up, Camel. I'm so tired of people like you. All fucking stupid as fuck. We don't need to declare ourselves an independent state, Saya told the BBC. We are an independent country already, and we call ourselves the Republic of China Taiwan. They don't like the idea of being threatened all the time. We are a successful democracy. We deserve respect from China. We have a separate identity, and we are a country of our own. So, no, Camel, shut the fuck up. Crimea is not a part of Russia because it was done militarily. Taiwan is not a part of China. They have declared their independence in multiple ways other than putting out a formal declaration of independence. They operate as an independent country. They have foreign relations with other nations. They have embassies with other nations. They are their own fucking nation. So, no, I don't consider it a. I don't consider Crimea even close to being the same, considering one was done through military force, installing puppets that would vote in the way you want. But I haven't seen evidence that Taiwan has had puppets put in by the US to vote independence to make China mad. The US does support this, but not everything the US does and supports is necessarily bad. There can be negative consequences from it. No, no, it wasn't. You stupid motherfucker. This is historical documented fact. The cited sources on that page are from not only Ukrainian sources, Russian sources, US sources, but also sources in places like fucking Azerbaijan. Okay? Shut the fuck up, Camel. God, you're fucking stupid. So, what's it here, right? No, no, it's in here. So, will bring Taiwan under its authority by any means necessary, including force. A policy of extending a country's power and influence through diplomacy or military force. Camel, do you ever pay attention to anything I actually fucking say on this uh, channel at all? Do you? Because I don't think you fucking do. See all this? The history of Taiwan has been a really fucked up history. Okay? Yes, it's because you're fucking stupid, Camel. I'm going to call you names. Because you don't pay attention to shit. I don't hate unions and I don't hate fucking unity. This is why I have told you multiple goddamn times that the way that I think would be best to stabilize the Middle East from within the Middle East is to create unity, unions, trading blocks, economic blocks that can withstand other nations trying to do imperialism. It's a unity of people within the area working together for economic ties to be able to consolidate their hold over the region. I support people being able to choose from their themselves under most circumstances ways to get away from their oppressors. Yeah, Taiwan does not want to be part of China. China is trying to force Taiwan to be a part of it. That is an imperialist action. I disagree with China on this. I agree that the Kurds should be able to have what they call for, which is a regional fucking government in Turkey, Iraq, Syria, and I'm pretty sure it was Lebanon or Iran. Yeah, it's Iran. This is why I call you stupid. You're not trading for power. You are consolidating your power in the region that you live in, that you should rightfully have a say over, to keep imperialist nations from having the ability to come in and take over. You dumb fuck. God damn it, Camel. Actively pay attention to what I'm saying, please. Please. Technically, yes. If people waited 100 years to come back and try and claim that house, then yeah, it's been long enough that that house isn't yours anymore. I'm sorry. You could have done something sooner. there's a lot of complexities to shit like this, but in general, yeah, if you wait for 100 fucking years after getting kicked out of your house before somebody comes and tries to say that that wasn't right, then you know, that's that's called not taking the initiative and trying to claim what you claim, what is yours. What I would actively support and would not be against is somebody comes into your home and tries to kick you out, and you kill them. That is your house. You have a right to defend yourself. Like, Jesus Christ, Camel. Do you realize that there's like different levels of things that you can do, different positions you can take, all while believing in one thing? You realize this? Oh, here we go. I got what I want too. If you also don't believe that that house would be yours. You don't. I know you don't. Camel, you don't understand anything I say. You're not smart enough to. No, they fucking don't. Holy shit. You don't know anything about anarchism either, Campbell. Why would you even bother trying to talk to me, an anarchist, who has read anarchist theories, principles, all sorts of different writings about anarchism? Why would you try and tell me what anarchism is? Why would you even fucking dare to come to me and try and tell me that anarchism is the rule of the jungle? No, that is not the case. God, you're fucking stupid. Why do I allow you to speak in my chat? Ugh. No, I did not say that. See, this is why I say you're very fucking stupid, Camel. And no, I I love the fact that you are a person who has the ability to choose for yourself. The things you say and believe make me really dislike you. I think you are dumb and disgusting. But no, I did not say that the strong take out the weak. I didn't say anything of the sort. I said If you wait 100 fucking years to come back and try and say something is your legitimate property after it was taken, you've waited too fucking long. If you fight then over the property, there you go. You have that fucking right. If you go, if it's taken from you and you go the next day to the place where you would report that that property was stolen from you, then it's your property and it can be done. If you wait 100 fucking years, then you've lost the right to complain about that property. Generally speaking, as a group of people, as a nation, having been invaded by a larger force, there is some nuance here, and I don't necessarily believe that. I do believe you can make the complaints and the arguments that that property was stolen from you. Would you get it back as it was? No. Would you get some sort of reparations? Something to recompensate you? Yes. I stand against all hegemony, you motherfucker. What the fuck do you... God damn. I'm about to get full fucking ableist on you. Jesus Christ. They've been pushing back for a long goddamn time, yeah. Like, yeah. But you know how I know you believe that you don't get to say that house is yours after 100 years? Because Israel uses that argument to claim that they are the legitimate people who deserve to control the area that's there. The West Bank, Gaza Strip, Palestine, all of that. Yeah, Israel uses that exact same argument. Oh, this was ours thousands of years ago. We deserve it. And you say, no, you don't. No, I'm tired of your dumb shit, Camel. I'm going to get irritated. I'm going to speak more angrily because you're fucking stupid. You misconstrue anything I try and say because you don't act in good faith. You don't understand the arguments that are made because you're very undereducated. You're dumb. That's what it is. Anata no baka. Oh, but it's not. That area was controlled by Jewish people. That was Israel. That was Israeli area thousands of years ago. And then the Romans came in and took them out of the area, put them into positions of banking because usury wasn't barred by the religion. This is all documented historical fact. Yeah. The kingdom of Israel and the kingdom of Judah were two related Israelite kingdoms from the Iron Age period of the ancient southern Levant. No, there are groups of people who are Jewish today that didn't inhabit that area that do today. However, Israelites, Canaanites, like, seriously. Yeah. No, you're just wrong there. Oh my god, Camel. Are you seriously this dumb? I specifically said, I know you don't believe that the house being yours after 100 years is true because that's the argument used by Israel. No fucking shit, it's a Zionist argument. It's one that I push back on. This is why I say that Israel doesn't have a right to that fucking territory. Jesus Christ. That's why it's consistent for me to say that Israel doesn't have a right to control that territory and China doesn't have a right to lay claim to fucking Taiwan. I'm the consistent one. You are not. What the fuck is wrong with you? Can you actually pay attention and keep a singular thread going? I'm smoking weed right now. You figure I'd be the one who's off and not able to follow what's going on. Plus, I'm reading shit again, some more. But it turns out, yeah. Look, even the people were bad. 2014, students protesting undemocratic methods used by the KMT occupied the Parliament building. In the end, the government agreed to put a hold on ratification of an agreement with China, which they had pushed through without because they were mad that there was an agreement with China that wasn't put through proper debate. In the combined elections in January 2016, the opposition candidate for president, Tsai Ing-wen of the DPP, won with 56% of the vote, and the opposition DPP was catapulted into an outright majority in the parliament. The election marked the first time a non-KMT party won a majority in the legislature. Go take a shit or jack off or whatever it is you need to do. Yeah, so the people of Taiwan don't give a shit about I mean, some of them do, but they don't actually. They consider themselves different. Independence Peace 67.81. The DPP 82.86 is the party. The KMT, almost half of them want to be independent peacefully. So there's a split in the one party that actually has, look at that, 4813 and 4858 on unification, same conditions. Different conditions, 25 point, so a quarter of one party in Taiwan would be okay with unifying under different conditions with China. This is the unification party, but this is the one, like, this same conditions is the conditions that they currently hold, as in they would be the legitimate government of China, as opposed to the current Communist Party. And this one is if they would have to concede to the Communist Party. Only a quarter of one party, 11% overall between these two. That's nothing. But if you look at independence, peace, almost the same number as who want same condition unification want independent peace. Almost nobody in the DPP wants unification, even under the same conditions that they would be the uh, legitimate ruling party. 4% say they'd be okay under different conditions. This is polling of the people. Independence peace, independence attack, unification same condition. Like, Jesus. Look at this. They don't want China. They don't. The KMT is the party that wants either independence or unification. Oh my fucking god. I'm blocking Comrade Len because I'm tired of this shit. Yeah, you're gonna keep waiting. I'm blocking you. Do 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 do. Give me 1 second. I need to just mute Twitter because this motherfucker was just blasting off again. Where's the polling with KMT? Ah, here we go. Yeah. So yeah, and it turns out the area known as Taiwan, the country of Taiwan, has been subject to imperialism for like all of its life, the entire time it's been around, pretty much. If you look, the indigenous people in the area, because there were people there. Has become home to Malayo-Polynesian peoples for many millenniums. It has been home to Malayo-Polynesian peoples for many millennia. So starting in the 1500s. It is commonly believed that European sailors passing Taiwan recorded the island's name as Ilha Formosa, or Beautiful Island. Okay, cool. Dutch East India Company establishes a base, beginning of imperialism by the Dutch in the area. Spanish adventurers established bases in northern Taiwan, ousted by the Dutch in 42. Fleeing the Manchurian conquest of the Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644, Ming loyalists under Zheng Chenggong, or Koshinga, drive out the Dutch from Taiwan and establish authority over the island. Ming Dynasty forces take control of Taiwan's western and northern coastal areas. Taiwan declared a province of the Qing Empire, so imperialism. Outright conquest. As full-scale civil war rages in China between Wu Kuomintang-led ROC 1948 and CCP, the temporary provisions effective during the period of national mobilization for suppression of the Communist rebellion are enacted, overriding the ROC constitution and greatly expanding presidential powers. This begins a period of white terror that lasts until 1999, when the temporary provisions are lifted. 48 to 91, the white terror. Jesus. The ROC government relocates to Taiwan, followed by 1.2 million people from China. Now, something I'm going to explain, but don't necessarily condone. I think, I'll put this out first. I think that the people of Taiwan, the government of Taiwan, any people who believe that they're the legitimate government of China, need to just stop with that and accept Taiwan. That will make things so much easier for everybody in the country of Taiwan. Just accept like being individual. You're an independent nation. You have control of that area. Like, they left out a lot of stuff here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff missing from the history of Taiwan here. Because it traded hands with Japan. Yeah, Japan had sought to claim sovereignty over Taiwan, known to them as Takasago Koku, since 1592, when Toyotomi Hideyoshi, sorry, still learning Japanese pronunciation, undertook a policy of overseas expansion and extending Japanese influence southward and westward. To the west, Japan invaded Korea in that time period, which Japanese imperialism, with the eventual conquest of China contemplated. To the south, an initial attempt to invade Taiwan and subsequent sporadic invasions attempts spanning 3 centuries were unsuccessful, due mainly to disease and attacks by aborigines on the island. In 1609, the Tokugawa shogunate sent Harunobu Arima on an exploratory mission of the island. An attempted invasion in 1616, led by Murayama Toan, failed when the fleet was dispersed by a typhoon and the only ship to reach the island was repelled. In the Mudan incident of 1871, an Okinawan ship was wrecked on the southern tip of Taiwan, and 54 crewmen were beheaded by Taiwan Aborigines. Look at that. Hello, Hana. So, yeah, the Qing government refused to make compensation, stating that the Aboriginals were not under its control. Japan launched a punitive expedition to the area in 1874, withdrawing after the Qing promised to pay an indemnity. It is not until the defeat during the First Sino-Japanese War in 1894 to 95 that Japan was finally able to gain possession of Taiwan, and with it saw the shifting of Asian dominance from China to Japan. The Treaty of Shimonoseki was signed on April 17th, 1895, ceding Taiwan to the Pinggu Islands and the Pinggu Islands to Japan. Okay, which would rule the island for 50 years until its defeat in World War II. After receiving sovereignty of Taiwan, the Japanese feared military resistance from Taiwanese, who followed the establishment by the local elite of the short-lived Republic of Formosa. The plan quickly turned to chaos as the Green Standard Army and ethnic U.S. soldiers took to looting and pillaging Taiwan. Oh boy. Given the choice between chaos at the hands of Chinese or submission to the Japanese, the Taipei elite sent Ku Xianzhong to Keelung to invite the advancing Japanese forces to proceed to Taipei and restore order. Armed resistance was sporadic, yet at times fierce, but was largely crushed by 1902. Not sure how I feel about it. Well, it's imperialism, so I don't like it. Although relatively minor rebellions occurred in the subsequent years, including the Tapani incident of 1915. Including against Japanese rule in, in Taiwan. Alternative names used for this incident are the Zilai Temple incident, after the Zilai Temple in Tainan. Oh, okay. So this is probably some fucked up shit. Nonviolent means of resisting began to take place of armed rebellions, and the most prominent organization was the Taiwanese Cultural Association, founded in 1921. Taiwanese resistance was caused by several different factors, e.g., the Taisho democracy. Some were goaded by Chinese nationalism, while others contained nascent Taiwanese self-determination. Rebellions were often caused by a combination of usual unequal colonial policies on local elites and extant millenarian. At least to the local Taiwanese and Plains Aborigines. Aboriginal resistance to the heavy-handed Japanese policies of cultural and pacification lasted up until the early 1930s. The last major Aboriginal rebellion, the Wushe uprising in late 1930, by the Atayal people angry over their treatment while laboring in the burdensome job of camphor extraction. What the fuck is camphor? Waxy, flammable, transparent, solid, strong. Okay, terpenoid. Okay. Launched the last headhunting party, in which over 150 Japanese officials were killed and beheaded during the school's opening ceremonies. The uprising, led by Mono Rudao, was crushed by 2,000 to 3,000 Japanese troops and Aboriginal auxiliaries with the help of poison gas. Oh, fuck. Well, that's not good. Japanese colonization of the island fell under three stages. It began with an oppressive period of crackdown and paternalistic rule. The second stage of the Doka period was a Doka period of aims to treat all people, races, okay, alike, proclaimed by Taiwanese nationalists who were inspired by the self-determination of nations proposed by Woodrow Wilson after World War One. Finally, during World War Two, a period of Kominka, a policy which aimed to turn Taiwanese into loyal subjects of the Japanese emperor. Okay. Reaction to Japanese rule among Taiwanese populace differed. Some felt that the safety. So yeah, see, there's like Japanese rule that happened. Fucking groups. Private sectors like Mitsubishi. Yeah. And the Mitsui Group. Largest corporate groups in the world. To invest in Taiwan in 1900, the third Governor General of Taiwan passed a budget which initiated the building of Taiwan's railroad system from Keelung to hold on. So Keelung and Kaohsiung, Kaohsiung. I don't know how you would pronounce that. By 1905, the island had electric power supplied by water power in Nichigets Lake. In subsequent years, Taiwan was considered the second most developed region in East Asia after Japan. In 1905, Taiwan was financially self-sufficient and had been weaned off subsidies from Japanese central government. Wow. Under the governor. Wait, so hold on. The island had electric power supplied by a lake. Nichigets Lake. I'm pretty sure that I don't know if that's what that means, but you know what? I'll just look it up later. So, Jinpei goes with rule. Many major public works were completed. Taiwan rail system connecting the south and north and modernizing Kirin and Takao ports were completed to facilitate transport and shipping of raw material and agricultural products. Exports increased by fourfold. 55% of agricultural land was covered by dam-supported irrigation systems. Food production had increased fourfold, and sugarcane production had increased 15-fold between 1895 and 1925, and Taiwan became a major food basket serving Japan's industrial economy. A healthcare system was widely established, and infectious diseases were almost completely eradicated. The average lifespan for a Taiwanese resident would become 60 years by 1945. In October 1935, the Governor General. Okay, see, and they actually have there's citations in these. Takekoshi. So like Japanese citations and stuff, and I guess German. London. Okay. Wait, so does Taiwan still use the water system? Okay. So yeah, that's the Chinese Nationalist Party. What is the DPP? I don't know what that stands for. Like what the actual party name acronym stands for. Yeah, Republic of China, Democratic Reforms, Democratic Period, and now Democratic Progressive Party. Okay. That's what I thought it stood for, but I wasn't sure. So we're gonna. And they actually hold a majority. So, ooh. See, this right here, I pulled up so that you would see. Just simple baseline definition. What is that? Economics? Hmm. See, that's. I'm gonna look at that, that. Look at Chatham House. I'll look at this. 26 trillion through 2030 to address this gap. Various regional and sub-regional initiatives aim to develop better transport connectivity within Asia. This includes, among others, the Association of Southeast Asian Nation Connectivity Initiative. Okay, and the Belt and Road Initiative. Belt and Road Initiative is a transcontinental long-term policy and investing program which aims at infrastructural development and acceleration of the economic integration of countries along the route of the historic Silk Road. The initiative was unveiled in 2013 by China's President Xi Jinping and until 2016 was known as OBOR, One Belt, One Road. On March 28, 2015, the official outline for the Belt and Road Initiative was issued by the National Development and Reform Commission, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Ministry of Commerce of the People's Republic of China, with authorization of the State Council. According to the official outline, BRI aims to promote connectivity of Asian, European, and African continents and their adjacent seas, establish and strengthen partnerships among the countries along the Belt and Road, set up all-dimensional, multi-tiered, and composite connectivity networks, and realize diversified, independent, balanced, and sustainable development in these countries. Belt and Road Initiative is a global initiative, but by its nature of building on the historic Silk Road, puts a major focus on countries in Asia, Eastern Africa, Eastern Europe, and the Middle East, a region mainly composed of emerging markets. According to the Belt and Road portal, currently 71 countries are taking part in the initiative, and together representing more than a third of the world's GDP and 2/3 of the world's population. The land-based Silk Road economic belt comprising 6 development corridors. Okay, so they've got a map here. Oh. I didn't even Okay. See, some of these have already like dipped out. Southeast Asia, yeah, Arabian Peninsula, Somalia, Egypt, and Europe, encompassing the South China Sea, Strait of Malacca, Indian Ocean, Gulf of Bengal, Arabian Sea, Persian Gulf, and the Red Sea. Published a white paper titled China's Arctic Policy, vowing to actively participate in Arctic affairs. The document is a blueprint for China's Arctic strategy and its ambition to develop a polar Silk Road under the Belt and Road Initiative. The land-based. Okay, so the outline doesn't work, so they need to take away this hyperlink. Policy coordination. Thanks. Oh, and there's yeah. Yeah, through concessional loans by offered primarily by the PRC. Yeah, it has not been as successful. China's Belt and Road Initiative under my okay, but that's ALEC. I don't trust ALEC. ALEC? No. But yeah, there are countries that have just not. Yeah, as of January 2020, 138 countries have signed, but there's a lot of countries that haven't. Like Italy, Saudi Arabia, Cambodia have signed. It's got some support, but then other countries have backed out. Overall, I think it seems to be semi successful because when they're dealing with countries that are already developed, like Italy, they don't have the ability to like leverage shit over them. But when they're dealing with underdeveloped or war torn areas, places that are not stable, they have a lot of sway there. So it's literally imperialism. But there is some good that is come from economic development in some of these countries. I read an article. I don't remember where it was. I should have saved it. But I read an article about a country that had used the funding from the Belt and Road Initiative, got like a lot of development done, and then pulled money out of their pockets, returned the loan money, and said that they're cutting ties. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's so much that's gone on here. – 2019, but that's wow. It's actually, pretty impressive. Lots of people are imperialists. The U.S. is imperialist, China's imperialist, Russia's imperialist. You're imperialist in your own right. I'll look that up on. I mean, you laugh, but you legitimately want to go. Bro, I'm just tired. That's it. I mean, I do suffer from depression, like normally, like that's just a thing I've got, but I'm just tired and high. No, I've explained why I haven't banned you yet. So, yeah, I mean, this leaves out a little bit. It doesn't even cover the period that the Japanese controlled. Yeah, yeah. See, this doesn't even. Oh, right there. Okay. 1952. But right here, it doesn't even. It just says martial law is declared in Taiwan and continues to be enforced until 1987. 1949, but it was. No, I haven't banned you yet because I don't feel like it. Because eventually, maybe with enough actual information presented, you'll move over more to my side. I'm not a debater. But yeah, I mean, the U.S. has had diplomatic ties with. Oh, you know what? Okay, that makes some sense. Wait, no, it doesn't. 1948, 1885, 1895. This is laid out so weird. Hold on. I'm so confused. Wait, okay. God, I need my glasses. I can't see some of this stuff with the shifting background. Why does it do this? I don't like it. Well, if you're out there advocating for like taking control of other nations, then yeah, they would probably have a problem with that. Oh, it's because you're pro Syrian government. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, they're doing that. Yeah, it is censorship, but you know we censor things a lot. So yeah, he he did. Yeah, if it's an economic union without doing some weird trying to make everybody all just a part of Syria and having one Syrian government, because I'm pretty sure a lot of the people there like what's going on with their independent nations. fucking Western bullshit on this one. Commie propaganda. The West hates communists. What the fuck, Campbell? Yeah, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're bad with politics. You're bad with history. Now, I really dislike the way that this begins. Okay. That one I didn't know. That's pretty funny. No, the West actually hates communists. As a general rule, yeah. Where I live, if I told people that I was a communist, there's a chance that in certain areas I'd just get shot. Uh, Globalism isn't really cringe. Capitalism can be individualistic as well. Not individualistic, but like nationalistic, isolationary. You can have isolationist capitalism. Capitalism is the description of how businesses are owned and operated, mostly, as well as the production of commodity goods on a mass scale. Those are the two main components of capitalism. Yeah, I find it funny you're all worried about like the US doing some shit to try and overthrow Assad when the only thing that has been asked of him by anybody, Biden specifically, is trying to get Assad to change his behavior. I find that very funny. So, yeah, Taiwan has a history of being under imperial rule for a lot. Obviously, you don't. No, I believe what they do, and any time any country has attempted to even start trying to do something socialist, the US does something to try and overthrow it. Libya tried Arab socialism. Libya was actually looking pretty fucking good economically and shit. Human rights violations obviously were a thing that was of some concern, but the US does that all the time, and we're not even subject to the International Criminal Court. I think Libya had agreed to. Yeah, they were part of the International Criminal Court. No, it's not been what's going on in Syria. Situation isn't a bit different. See, we overthrew. Gaddafi. We killed him. We haven't done that with Assad. We haven't even really attempted it. We do support the Kurds. We have our own reasons to support the Kurds. We are gaining resources from that area, which I dislike. It is imperialistic on our side, not on their side. They just want Assad to come to the negotiating table to get a regional government. I can agree. You know, you may not know this and you may not even believe it, but I have told my friends before that I don't think Muammar Gaddafi was all that bad overall. We had no right to go in there and overthrow him. None. I want to know what their platform is. No. You're small, backed by Russia and Iran. Iran would and Russia would technically be, if you want to consider anything a final boss. Well, no, it would be China. I mean, again, there was the human rights abuses stuff, but outside of that, people lived pretty well overall in Libya, yes. Like I said, we didn't have any reason or any right to go there. Yeah, no, the U.S. is really did not do anything good in Libya. I've heard, I went out of my way to look up, like, I've watched videos. This was really long, and I wanted to listen to it at some point, and I never got around to it. I should have. But, like, I watched this. I've listened to the man speak. I read his green book. It actually part of the reason I moved even further left, honestly. That and the weatherman. but still illegal party in 1986 by 18 organized members at the Grand Hotel Taipei. With a total of 132 people joining the party in attendance, the new party members consisted of the 1986 election as nonpartisan candidates since competing parties would remain illegal until the following year. These early members of the party, like the Tongwai, drew heavily from the ranks of family members and defense as political prisoners, intellectuals, and artists who had spent time abroad. I kind of liked the Green Book. I listened to Gaddafi more than I read the Green Book, though. Like, I read it and I was like, oh, this has some stuff in it. That was like 4 years ago that I read it, so I don't remember everything in it, though. I'd have to go back over it. And I've learned more since then. And now I know everything. The reason I'm reading this right here, because I already knew it, but you didn't. No, I'm kidding. I had no idea what this was. Like, all there's the history of the DPP. Oh, the Green Book was alright. Like, there was some stuff in there. There's some stuff I also disagreed with in there, but there was some stuff in there. I can disagree with somebody's work and still like some of the parts of it and think that overall there was some okay in it. Yeah, says you. It's full of worthless BS. But Libya was great, and Gaddafi, the guy who wrote the damn book, was awesome. Like, shut the fuck up, Camel. Yeah. Promised not to change the state symbols or declare formal independence as long as the PRC did not attack Taiwan, which is the attitude is changing since Xi Jinping has said that he would use force if necessary to reunify. So this portion is completely worthless. He wasn't bad at all. Life in Libya was very good. My uncle used to work in Libya. Pay was great. I'll say Gaddafi is way more based than you are, Camel. I still wouldn't say he's absolutely based. He actually did really good for Libya overall. Oh, was a person? I don't know. He did some bad shit. He did some good shit. Sorry, I had to reply to more idiots. There's so many of them. And no, I don't think you're the definition of based. No. Chomsky is based. Kropotkin was kind of based. I mean, there's some racism in a lot of the old theorists, and that's not based. But outside of the racism, they had some pretty good ass ideas. You can have economic unity. You can't unite them all into one big Syria if they don't want to. That would be imperialism. If literally everybody in Lebanon and Jordan and Palestine and the area was like, hey, yeah, we'll just be all one big Syria, and they all vote on it, and it gets overwhelming support, I have no problem with it. But you can't just take it over. I can't read vocalize reading, spot read, I guess, as fast as I can just read. So I have to slow down a lot to like spot read because I speak kind of slow. I don't like my cadence. I can speak a little bit faster if I actually know what I'm going to be saying, but if I'm trying to read, then I can't actually do that. And I don't like to speak fast because then people think I can speak fast when I'm reading, and I can't actually do that because it's not something I'm very good at. My mouth moves a lot slower when I'm trying to form words. I want to know what I'm saying first, generally. I will stumble over words a lot if I just try and read it. Okay, so this is some standard stuff here. It's just fucking Twitter going off. Okay, no. Fuck off, Twitter. It's just small and medium business. resources. Okay, so trying to stabilize economic shit. Okay. Okay, protect the ecology and the environment. Sweet shit. Oh, nope. Hard disagree. It's just social democracy. It's just social. Okay, no longer based. Nope, no longer based. Yeah, see, that's something people miss all the time. Like, oh, look it up. It's on any source that you want to look up. No, it's literally not. Jesus Christ. Tankies don't know how to read. They're so fucking stupid. Like, these three sources right here should just prove to them that they're wrong. But you have to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and every single time they're fucking wrong. Why is that? Hour and 38 minutes of fucking researching. Reading through shit. Ugh. So, getting close to an hour and 3/4. 1 and 3/4 hour. That's enough time. Enough time on that. For now. If I need to do more, then I will do more. I mean, I've got their fucking constitution up here. This is where I was when I started stream. Constitution of Taiwan. Like, there's not a whole lot more. Like, it's very standard, pretty much. There's a lot of articles, but the system of local government is pretty much the same as ours. So the self-government system of Tibet shall be safeguarded. Like, this is an old constitution. People like to cite their constitution as a thing that is as if they're acting on every aspect of it the same today. There's massive disagreements within the country about some of these provisions and shit, like being the legitimate government of China. That's contested today. Like, there's people who are just like, no, we're an independent nation. We're not the legitimate government of China. We've operated independently. So I take their side. I mean, they've operated independently. They're their own fucking country. Every time I look into it, I'm right. Every single time. No, the imperialists are saying that Taiwan is China. The Taiwanese people disagree with you. The people who live there disagree with you. We literally just went over it all. They disagree with you. The polling says they disagree with you. The polling says that 90% of the fucking population identifies as Taiwanese. not as Chinese, as Taiwanese. Less than 1% say that they're both Taiwanese and Chinese. Like, the vast majority of the population says that they're Taiwanese. No, I'm right on all things. Everything. Everything I say is right. And you're very dumb. Because you say things, and I look things up, and every fucking time I do, Camel, you are wrong. You are proven incorrect. You're just wrong. And then you go, oh, biased sources. When literally every source says what I say is the fact. Yeah, I reject your point because you're wrong, Camel. Your logic doesn't add up. If the people of a country say that they don't even identify as Chinese anymore, literally everything, you name it. You deny the Syrian chemical attacks by Assad in Douma, and that was literally proven. There you go. There's a fucking example. Saying Taiwan is China when they don't even agree with that. So no, you're just wrong, buddy. You're just wrong. Now I put Destiny 2 in here because it's Saturday and it's 2:05 in the afternoon. So I will probably play some. But I'm going to go ahead and take a break. Or maybe not even play on stream. I might make some videos. Or I'll go stream on Twitch. You know what? Gaming on Twitch. Why? Because if you really want to see me game, then I'll be over there. This is conspiracism. When I say every source I check, I don't just mean Western sources. You stupid fuck. I check so many things. So, no. Just no. Call the synthesis of information. Now, as it sits, yep, I'm going to go ahead and end stream over here. You can go over to the Twitch page, which is just the sandwich pants portion. Because I need to stream over there a bit more. And I can't afford dual streaming because I do not make money very much. So, take care, y'all.